Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I have my 2 bullet journals that I used up in this year 2020, and I'm going to do a little flip through for you guys so you can see exactly how I did all my spreads this year and how I used them up. So I firstly started off the year with this Dingbats notebook from dingbats-notebooks.com. I talk all about it in my 2020 bullet journal setup video if you want to hear a little bit more about their ethos. But yeah, I really enjoy their notebooks, not only because every notebook that is purchased, some of the money goes to WWF, but it's just good quality as well. So yeah, most of these spreads you'll probably recognize from my 2020 bullet journal setup. But this is what they look like once I've completely used them up, and they look a bit messier, basically. And these are the spreads of films, books, shows, and podcasts that I actually managed to look at and check out. I, as you can see, failed miserably at completing my gratitude monthly. I think I managed to do half of the months, but I'm trying again next year and hopefully I manage to do that a little bit better. So starting off with January, again, you'll recognize this spread from my January setup video. So yeah, thinking back to January, full of hope and expectations for the year. First few weeks of the year are always pretty chilled out for me, just because I'm normally at home with my family and nothing really is happening. But then things start getting a little bit more hectic. As you can see here, it's when my shop normally opens back up with new stuff. I'm getting back to uni for my last 2 semesters ever of university, which was very exciting. I have a little depression list here that I do every once in a while when I want to update it, of things that just make me feel better when I'm really depressed. So February, I did not do a video for this spread, for this setup, so here you can actually see what I did. As you guys know, this year I only did every other monthly spread on YouTube for you guys to see, purely just because I'm slowly stopping doing bullet journal videos every month, and I feel like this was a good way to start doing it, just because I'm running out of creative ideas for monthly spreads and I'm starting to want to repeat them, and I'm sure you guys don't want to see any repeat spreads. So yeah, I did like a sort of leafy, pretty theme for February. The March one did go up on YouTube, so you'll probably recognize a lot of these spreads. I tried some different habits tracking systems to see if I could do my habit tracking a little bit more to completion. I got these really cute garbage can stickers from Catnip Studios. They're so cute, and when I lived in Leeds, it was a good way to remember when garbage pickup was, like what day of the weeks and the months they would come. But now that I live in an apartment, I don't really use those stickers anymore. But anyway, going back into April, I don't think I showed this one either on YouTube. Again, I kept this one quite simple. I'm slowly more and more going into simpler themes and simpler spreads. So I did this cherry theme, but it was pretty simple and easy to do. Just kind of decorated every spread with some cherries, pretty much. And you know, April, things were starting to get a little bit crazy. May, I did my ribbons theme. I did put this one on YouTube. It's probably one of my favorite themes that I did this year. I just really enjoyed the way all the spreads turned out. I don't know, I thought they looked really cute and pink and gorgeous. I did film this one and put it on YouTube. And actually May was when I had my last submission for university, so that was really crazy. It was a pretty hectic month when I was trying to finish my my short film and all the work for other people's short films. It was just very intense, but we got there, we did it. June, again, I didn't show you guys this one on YouTube, but I just did like this sort of confetti cake sort of theme. It's just very colorful, very rainbow, very confetti-ish. That over there is a little note from my little sister that she sent me. She's so sweet. And I thought I'd just stick it into my notebook, into my bullet journal. Yeah, as you can see, June was also pretty hectic. It was a lot. I moved to Manchester, finished my course. I had to pack up my life and move cities. It was intense. And then for July, I did do this one on YouTube. You might recognize these nautical spreads. It was very fun to do this spread. I love nautical themed things. And this is when I went home for the summer. So a lot of these spreads are going to be pretty empty or pretty, you know, or looking pretty sparse, just because I didn't really do much while I was home, considering it was a holiday. So then for August, I really wanted to do a fruit theme for my birthday month. So I did strawberries, since I'd already done a cherry theme, and I think it ended up looking so adorable as well. I didn't really have all of my amazing Courier super tips while I was back home, so a lot of these were very smudgy because I was using just random pens I could find around the house. But yeah, loved my little birthday month strawberry theme. It was adorable. And then September, you guys did see this one on YouTube. I did a bee theme and like a honeycomb theme, since I'd moved to Manchester and it's the official logo image for Manchester, and I just thought it was really sweet and I love bees, so did a bee theme and I think it looks so cute. I started using more stamps as well in my bullet journal, which was a lifesaver when I first got my stamps from Stationery Pal, and yeah, look how cute they look. I really enjoyed some of the more different kind of spread layouts that I did closer to the second part of the year, especially for months like this in October, so months that I didn't actually do for a video. I got to experiment a lot more with my spreads without having the pressure of filming them and being scared of ruining them or something. But yeah, I feel like that gave me a lot more freedom to be a little bit more messy with my bullet journal, and I think it paid off in the end. And this was October. I did this really cool, just like kind of graphic-y theme with just one pink pen. Very simple, very simple. And this is just a little spread that I did for my Twitch channel that I've started streaming on Twitch. So if you guys want to go check it out, I'll leave the link in the description. And then for November, I did this one for YouTube as well. I did a lovely little autumnal theme with loads of leaves and just making it really cozy with all the autumn colors. And I really enjoyed the different spreads I did for this one. And I just experimented a lot again with doing 1-page weeklies and 2-page weeklies, just going back and forth. And sadly, I ran out of space in my bullet journal for the last month, which was very annoying. So I actually switched over from my Dingbats notebook to my AmandaRachLee shop bullet journal. She actually sent me this one. She's so lovely, and I love so much all the work that she's doing. Thanks, Amanda. It's awesome. And I was so shook at how incredible the quality of this is. I used one of the just blank dotted notebook ones, so it's not actually one of her bullet journals. It's actually just her blank notebook ones, and oh my god, the paper is so thick, it's so lovely. So yeah, very much enjoyed it for my last month of the year. I just did a very simple black and white theme, very starry, very, very much what I want to do for my 2021 bullet journal, since I want to keep it all very similar and consistent. So yeah, I used some black paper as well as background. Amanda does this a lot as well, and a lot of her spreads that I really enjoy. And finally, I decided to do a little double page spread of my 2020 reflections. Since this year was so difficult and intense and just a roller coaster, I thought it'd be nice to reflect a little bit on it and end the year with a little bit of gratitude. And yeah, I'm just trying to be a little bit more mindful in my day-to-day, so I decided to do my mindfulness with you guys. So some of my 2020 achievements were moving to Manchester, graduating university, and actually growing my online shop, which thanks to you guys, obviously. You guys are awesome. And yeah, I think those were very big steps that I did this year that I'm very proud of myself for doing. Some of the things that I'm proud of were starting my Twitch streaming channel. That was something I was very afraid of doing and afraid of starting, but I did it and I love it now, and it's very fun. So I'm very glad I actually started doing that. I also started therapy in Manchester, and I'm actually doing it like properly now, which is awesome. And I'm also something a little bit, sidetracked, but I'm also getting better at just doing self-care and saying no more often, which I know is weird, but it's something that I have always had a problem with, was saying no and allowing myself to just do stuff for myself. So I started doing that a little bit more this year, and feeling a lot less guilt doing it, which is nice. So about my mental health, I just wanted to leave a little quote to round off the year, because there was just too much to talk about my mental health for this year. I just wrote, "This was a rough year, but I got through it, and I'm so proud of myself." And I think everyone should be really proud of themselves just for surviving this year and doing that, because in the year that we've had, that's more than enough. And then I had a little page down there next to a picture of my little sister of things I was grateful for this year. So the first two were obviously my family and friends, because I really could not have gotten through this year without them. Another thing I was grateful for was Animal Crossing, which seems very off the bat from my family and friends, but it's true. Animal Crossing got me through a lot of anxiety this year, so I'm very grateful for it. And another thing that I'm very grateful for is all of you guys. I know it's corny, but I'm very grateful for all of the support that you guys have given me this year. It's been unreal, and it's honestly been such a wonderful thing to fall back on when I felt awful. I just knew that you guys were there watching my videos, supporting me, and reducing a lot of anxiety in my life. So thank you so much. So now moving on to my happiest memories of this year. I know that this one is a little, tough, but it's important to, remind ourselves of like the good times and not just look at the awful times of this year. So some of them were the first lockdown. Me and Devin used to do Friday sleepover nights. So like kind of celebrating every week that passed in lockdown, we just did a little sleepover in the living room and watched stupid shows all night. So yeah, that was nice. I also really enjoyed my birthday. I actually got to see some of my friends, social distanced, but it was really lovely to see some of my friends for the first time in ages. Meeting my baby niece for the first time, baby Willow, that was so lovely, probably the highlight of my year. Also sitting down and watching my final film for university for the first time was kind of surreal, so that one should definitely go on there. And finally, the last trip that I ever got to take was to Brussels, and it was so much fun. I went with a bunch of friends back in March, and it was so lovely. So that's definitely going on the happiest memories. And then finally, lessons I've learned this year. Probably the first one that I'm obviously still working on, but is that I'm living my life for myself, and I need to stop feeling like I'm living my life to please others. So yeah, that one's definitely number one. Also, my worth is not defined by my productivity and or my work. And finally, my friends are the most important thing to me besides my family, and they're so important to my mental health and feeling like I have a community of people that I can always go to. So yeah, that was pretty much it for my 2020 reflections. I really recommend doing this for everyone out there. It's just very lovely to look back on a horrible year and making it seem nicer in your head. That was it for my flip through of my year for you guys. It's been a hell of a year, so yeah, I can't wait to open up this bad boy, this Archer and Olive bullet journal for 2021. Check back in next week for it. I'm excited. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye bye!